feasible. And we're also approved by the Department of Defense for military personnel as well. But we have individuals who pursue degrees in multiple facets of their lives. Some are retired, some are recent high school graduates or recent college graduates looking to further their knowledge. Some work within the diocese, work within their parish, work within the education system. We also have individuals who are in the field of medicine or the field of law, business. So there's such a variety of individuals who look to pursue their education and gain more knowledge. At this time, I would like to pass it off to our Dean of Students, Dr. Peter Brown.
Hello, come on in. Oh, and I'm on here. Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm having some technical problems here with sound. I'm not really sure what the problem is. The sound just seems to have quit on my computer.
We can
but
hear
yeah.
you, Pete.
So anyway,
Oh, yeah,
just to let you know, can you all hear me at least?
Yes.
Very good,
Yes.
excellent. So we'll just do that. My name is Dr. Peter Brown, and I am joining here with you from Columbus, Ohio. And normally I'm based in Arlington, Virginia, where I live with my wife, Liz. And I just wanted to welcome you all. Thank you all for coming. I am the academic dean of CDU. I'm also a professor of New Testament. So I teach, in addition to my academic dean duties, I teach courses in scripture, salvation history. If you're in the grad program, you will have me for that. And I just wanted to let you all know that I work very well with all the people here, and I'm delighted to have you here. And so we have basically 4 academic programs here. There's 2 master's programs, which we have, which some of you I gather are interested in. One is the sort of the main track, academic master's of Arts in Theology. The other is geared toward educators. That's the Master of Arts in Theology and Educational Ministry. Those are both master's level programs, but we also have a couple of undergraduate programs. One is the Associate of Arts in Catholic Studies, and it's a program that's designed to equip people for further baccalaureate work, as well as opportunities that may occur like in church ministries before that. And we also have a BA completion program, which is in theology. So very good. Well, with that, I'm going to turn over the floor to Mary McKay, who is our student life director.
Hey, thanks so much, Dr. Brown. I am Mary McKay, the Student Life Director, and you might wonder, in an online university, sort of what is student life all about? What in a brick and mortar school, you might have the student union or the student center. That is what we are. And in our, the way the courses run in Canvas, our learning management system, we have a course that's called Student Life, and this basically functions like any student life center would on a campus. And one of our chief goals is to try to foster community among the student body, and then actually with faculty as well. So it's also a place to have a lot of questions answered, find resources, bookstore resources, and things like that. One of the things you should know about our students is that most of them are very busy working adults who are juggling schedules and trying to figure out how they're going to do this school thing. Many of our students have been away from the classroom for many, many years. And so coming back, it's a little bit intimidating, and Student Life is there to help sort of get you going and get you back into the swing of things. So how does Student Life Center work? And basically in Canvas, we've got the course, as I said, it has our help desk. It has a cafe where you can basically converse with other students. It has the Advisor Center with Dr. Marie Noir, answers any questions about advising. We've got an online chapel that actually has a link to perpetual adoration. So if you need a break and you can't get to adoration, you can actually do it online. We have, in addition to the Student Life Center in Kansas, which, as I said, the main learning management system where you're going to take your courses, we also have the communications app Pronto, which is both in your courses, and we have a student life group. And people post memes and they post funny stories and they post things of interest and basically can have chats, ask questions. There's also a Pronto library group and our librarian answers questions, provides resources. So that's part of it. For new students, there's a new thing here, and that is our orientation course. And it's basically a series of modules in Canvas that allow you to get familiar with the Canvas system and find resources and learn a little bit about sort of how CDU all works together. So that's a really helpful thing. I think most of the students going through it are finding there's sometimes little glitches that they say, oh, well, I needed to learn that before I got into my class. We also have a faculty advisor to student life, Professor Alyssa Thorell, who does a 1 hour a week, just basically an open forum. Students can just go and show up and ask questions, ask for advice, just chat with her. And it's basically a way to get some of your thoughts out to a faculty member. Your student life team is we are all three basically graduates of CDU. 2 of us are MA graduates. Well, actually, no, I guess I'm the MA in theology. Our newest member who's kind of helping out is a Matham graduate. So someone else will talk about Matham later. And then one of our people is an AA graduate. So we all have had experience with CDU, and it makes it pretty easy to be able to answer questions. And if we can't answer them, we will send you to somebody who can. Another thing you ought to know is that we've got a library that's staffed by a theological librarian, and she's got all kinds of amazing resources in there. Lots of searchable databases, ways to do citations for if you don't know how to do a theological citation for your papers, all those kinds of things. She's not only in the library on Canvas, but she's also has a Pronto group so that if you need to get to her quickly, she posts things also on there. So I think that's pretty much it for student life. And I know we have enough participants. We were talking about this, whether we were going to go with the whole group, and I think we're going to go into breakout sessions. Am I correct, Mary Kate?
Yes.
I think that's next, right?
Yes. First, why don't we go to Dr. Chris Padgett so everyone can get to meet him and learn a little bit about his courses he teaches.
Sure.
Do you want me to speak about that now or in the breakout group?
How about now? We have such a great audience tonight. It would
Okay.
be a shame if they didn't have a chance to meet you.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, I'm honored to be here. I love being a part of CDU. I've been working with the university for quite some time, and I've loved the openness to possibilities. And so I've had the chance to create a couple courses that are very unique to my skill set. And even here, Chris Storm took one of them, presenting the faith in the modern world. So it's good to see you, Chris. Really at the heart of things, I think for me, I do introductory courses, foundational courses. So we have a course on foundational Catholicism, looking at basic understandings of what the church has to say about about God, about the Trinity, about the Holy Spirit, Mariology, pneumatology, obviously. So what I love about that is the chance to just kind of unpack what the church has to say, but talk about how it hits in real life scenarios, because a lot of people coming to the program are doing ministry already. So the class presenting the faith in the modern world, which I mentioned, was just that. How do we charitably and with compassion really find ways to minister to people who are maybe holding to different ideas and, philosophies? It basically is a nuts and bolts course that gets kind of deep with some of the controversial issues. In that course, we look at all sorts of things, from the struggle of, pornography. What do we do when we're ministering to people who come from divorced homes, or one part of the family is a different religion? And so I think for me, most of my focus is on these basic teachings, what the church has to say, kind of getting the good overview, the good foundation, so I can send them off to other people who have far more credentials than I do to take them deeper and deeper into the Catholic faith. And so, I feel spoiled rotten to be there, and I'm grateful to have had some of you already in courses. Thank you for that applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Did you
Well,
want
that
me to
was
keep talking?
wonderful,
Okay.
Chris. Thanks so much. We have a very special guest, Dr. Marianne Mount. I see that you are on. Would you mind just saying a quick hello and maybe addressing everyone?
Oh, thank you, Mary Kate. It's an honor. I am president of Catechetical University, and I'm delighted and really heartwarmed to see so many of you here, and to know that you're actually thinking about CDU as an educational institution that can meet your needs. And as Mary McKay mentioned, we're very, very, very committed to creating a lively and supportive learning community. It's very important because we're a Catholic university, and the essence of the church is communio. It's communion. It's coming together, and we have very, very well credentialed and deeply devoted faculty, as you will experience if you choose to come, and I hope you do. We're doing this tonight because we still have time for you to give thought to this and to consider enrolling in our fall 1 term, which I hope you decide to do. I think, if your heart is leaning this way, I think it's always good to go ahead and give it a try. So we have a full staff to support all of your needs, your financial questions, your scheduling, all of those things, including what Mary McKay and the Student Life Center does for you, which is to accompany you. And that's so important. So I'm here too, and I'm honored to see your faces and your names. And I hope that we'll have a chance to meet and to be together in this journey. Thank you, Mary Kate. Mary Kate, yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, I think we're probably about ready to take some questions.
I want to find out, did I receive all the K1s? Have they been generated yet? Or are they still forthcoming? Give me a call, would you please? Thank you.
Mary Kate, I think we have breakout rooms ready.
Wonderful.
Do you want people to choose to?
Yes, we will need people to choose the room that they wish to go to.
And I will be, Mary Kate, I know you asked me to stay in the main room, but I'm going to go to the grad room to be Pete's ears.
Is everyone equipped to join the rooms? And do you see where they are, Mary?
I just see that they have not joined. Yep, I see a couple people have joined undergraduate, and
Great.
couple of people have joined graduate, so. If I join graduate, the problem is that I can't see
And can
anymore.
everyone see the rooms?
No, negative.
No,
No.
Yeah, I'm having the same problem.
Okay,
Uh,
I don't know if I can put people in them or not. Oh, yeah, I can. Tell you what, I just go down the names and say, Alex, where would you like to go? All right, don't hear anything. Ambrose at DB? Grad or undergrad?
grad.
Okay, there you go. Hang on, wait a minute. It's gonna take a minute. Chris Storm, you want to go to grad? I assume. I'm putting you there.
Yes, please.
Deacon Surge?
A grad, please.
Okay, there you go. Harry Thompson,
Graduate.
Jean-Pierre.
Graduate.
Jean-Pierre graduate?
Yes.
Okay. Joe Lyon graduate?
Correct.
Yep. Catherine Pryor? Linda Dixon?
He's on,
Hold on,
graduate.
sorry.
It's okay,
Graduate.
graduate, yeah.
Michael's iPad.
Graduate, please.
Okay. Robert Smith.
I don't know how to say that.
Graduate, please.
Yeah.
Susan's iPhone.
Undergraduate, please.
Undergraduate? Okay. T. Most.
Undergraduate, please.
Thank you.
Most of the students are working adults, so you're able to fit it into your work schedule. So that's great. It's good that you're working on your future. So I'm glad to hear that you've enrolled.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. It's great to meet you, Stacy.
Thank you. You
Wonderful.
too, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's go around. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and what has attracted you to the master's program.
Well, I've been working in parishes in Washington and Oregon for close to 20 years. And I
Wonderful.
had just actually enrolled in a master's program when my first child was born and things kind of got put on hold. So
Of course.
in the interim, I kind of always had my eye out for a theology program, but I wasn't really looking for an academic career. I wanted to be continuing in parish work. And I really
Yes.
struggled to find, especially in the Northwest where there's not a lot of Catholic schools, I was having a hard time finding something with a ministry focus. And I finally came across the MATHM, or the Masters of Arts in
Yes.
Theology and
Masters,
Educational
right.
Ministry. And
Correct.
that seemed like exactly what I was looking for. So I kind of him-hawed around about it and had a couple of beers one night and filled it out and woke up in the morning and thought, oh, I guess we're doing this now. And there we go.
I know, it sounds like the Holy Spirit. That's great.
It
Yeah.
was a
So we
certain
just-
spirit for sure. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
proven to be a very good fit for me. The
Right.
classes and the professors are all very aware that the students have an eye towards ministry. So all the theology that
Yes.
we do really is linked to the so what. All right, we're going to learn about Christology and the hypostatic union and things like that. So what? What's that going to how is that going to translate into practical
Right.
pastoral work?
Right.
And that
Right.
really was exactly what I was looking for.
Great. Great. So you starting in the fall?
I'm in my second year now.
Oh, you're already. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought Chris Padgett mentioned you in his welcome.
Yeah,
So I thought-
his class was just fantastic. One of the best that
Yeah.
I took. Just loved it.
Good. Very good. And you probably met Dr. Carol Brown, who is the spiritual director for the program. She's excellent.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does some of the classes for the master's program, but she also is
Yes.
the spiritual advisor for the graduates. as
Right.
well.
Right, which I think is very important with when you're doing ministry. It's good. Very good. Well, let's move on. How about Joe? Tell us a little bit about yourself, Joe.
Oh, sure. Like Chris, I'm a currently matriculating student. I'm on my 10th class towards the Master's of Theology.
Whoa!
So
My goodness, you're well on your way.
yeah, I actually can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. So one class at a time. It's just like eating an elephant. And pretty amazing journey. So
Good, good. Well, I'm happy you're here. I take that as a good sign, right? That you're already well on your way and you're still happy to be here. So that's good.
yeah, it's been a good experience, a good program. Got a good team on good staff that you put together. And the online form of instruction really works. I really appreciate the
Good.
fact that it's asynchronous.
Yes.
For Stacy, it does require a lot of time. I'll be honest. And you gonna have to put in the work, but it's definitely doable and it's enjoyable. So
Good. Good. Glad to hear that. It's a great testimonial, Joe. Thank you. Harry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Harry Thompson. I'm from Annapolis, Maryland. I'm in my twilight years now, but I'm still interested. I've always been interested in getting another degree geared to theology. I'm the resident organist at my church, St. Mary's Church in Annapolis. And we have many wonderful musicians, younger than I am. So I'm just kind of like delegating a lot of my duties towards them. I'm retired from the Maryland State College University system and the Maryland Judiciary for almost 11 years.
Yes.
But I am always been very active in the music ministry at my church. St. Mary's Church is a very vibrant parish in Annapolis. We have 6,000 or more families, not people, families.
Right.
So sometimes on a weekend, I see ladies dressed in white coming in that church and leaving all day long for weddings. So, but I'm delegating a lot of my duties to a lot of my younger musicians who are very good. I'm the choir master of our traditional choir at St. Mary's Church. We haven't come back yet, but the bishop has lifted the state of emergency and the governor also the state of emergency. So we should be back hopefully in September. So, but it's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of pieces to pick up right now. We've haven't sung in the church for high mass since March of 2020. So we have a lot of things to get back used to, so to speak. So in these, since I am making more time for myself and not leaving my ministry at the church, but just stepping back a little, because someone one day soon will have to take my place. I took someone else's place, so someone's going to have to take. Every time I climb those choir loft steps, I think maintenance have added 3 more every time I go up those steps. And I'm interested in theology.
That's great.
I'm a third order Franciscan of penance, so a lot of theology work is with that. So that's how I wish to spend kind of the rest of my days.
That's wonderful. Well,
that's a beautiful
does anybody
plan.
have any
And
questions for us? Maybe that we can address?
Who are you calling?
Linda?
Oh, Linda. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we're just seeing if anyone has any questions that might help all of us, because we have a limited amount of time, so.
Oh, but are we still
So
on?
just to interrupt here, I feel a
ourselves?
bit like the deaf man in Mark 7, who Jesus had to touch his tongue and spit and and rub spittle on his tongue because I can't hear anything. But if you guys have any questions of an academic nature, just feel free to type them in the box. I have no idea why my sound isn't working, but I'd be happy to answer if you like. And I'll go back on mute again here.
Oh,
So is there anyone
Marianne.
who, yes.
Yeah. Oh, no. You called on me. So are we still on for introducing ourselves? Oh,
Absolutely. Tell us about yourself.
okay. So my name is Linda Dizon, but my legal name is Maria Erlinda Dizon. And I have spent all my years in the diplomatic service because my husband was a Philippine ambassador in, in Asia, in South America, in
Wonderful.
Africa, as well as in
Yes.
Europe. So anyway, I just resigned from being the director of religious education. My experience with the Diocese of Orlando has been like for about 10 years now since, I retired. So I'm also belonging
Congratulations.
to the senior, the senior group.
Yeah, so welcome.
And
Great.
so I'm interested actually in, I have a doctorate in education and leadership, although I had been brought up as a Catholic and in a Catholic school as well from elementary to college. And I
Yes.
was a religious sister in the Dominican Sisters for 3 years.
Yes.
And
Yes.
well, for now, I just really would want to be, I don't know, I'm retired, I'm unemployed. But I would want to
Yep.
be able to, to get into the program, especially that one with education and theology at the same time.
Yes, yes, yes. I think you'll find it very enriching, particularly with all of your background and work for the church. So I think it's a great plan. So, yeah, we'll look
Right.
forward to welcoming you, Linda.
I'll be asking a few questions later on.
Sure. Excellent. Yeah, great.
Wonderful.
So Deacon, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Yes, yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Deacon Serge Hartunian. I'm from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. And
Wonderful.
yeah. Archbishop.
I was just with Archbishop
Okay, so we
Gomez.
have a question here. I have 2 classes left and I will take my final one in winter 1. Do you recommend taking the comp exam in winter 2 or waiting for a full 12-week term? Great question. It really depends on how good you feel about the comp exams. You probably want to look at the comp questions and just see if the material's kind of ringing a bell there. And if not, by all means take, another term to study for them, because, obviously you want to do well. And, the more time you give yourself to study, the better you're going to do. But, by the same token, if the material feels pretty fresh, I would say go for it. So it really depends on how good you feel about the questions that are in the question pool for the term that you are wanting to take the comps. So it depends. Yep.
So Deacon, let's tell us a little bit more about yourself. I think we interrupted you.
Sure, no problem. So anyway, I was ordained in 2015 and I'm at the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. And I'm getting ready to retire from my regular job, which I'm working for the Federal Aviation Administration as an aviation safety engineer. In October,
Yes.
I'm retiring. So, and I've always wanted to pursue a master's in theology. Many of my colleagues, my friends have. And so I think this would be a good opportunity for me to pursue that after my retirement or before I retire. I'm glad there's opportunity to sign in and like in August and October. So,
Sure.
yeah. And so thank you. I really appreciate the way you have reached out. I've reached out to a number of schools by email, and yours, you've come back in a lot more organized and in a fashion where it's captured me, with the way you responded back, and everything is like, it made it very easy to learn more about your school. And Of course, my question is, there's spectrum, there's schools fall in various spectrums, if you will, going from very, very liberal to very, very conservative kind of, and I'm just trying to gauge what CDU, where would CDU fall in that spectrum,
I simply say, we teach what the church teaches.
Yeah,
Faithful.
faithful, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm very, given what we're going through in our day and age, I'm very, to me, it's very important to be in an organization with people where I feel we are more of the same mind when it comes to, the teachings of the Catholic Church and the deposit of faith that's been handed down to us. Of course, we apply it to our day and age, but to me, that's very important as to deciding where I'd go. And thank you for answering my question, I guess. I guess you would fall in the middle somewhere, right?
Well, it's very important to us too. And so fidelity to the church is really a central part of our mission.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's
Yeah,
good.
we have 4 bishops on our board. We're very committed. Our faculty take them mandatum.
Thank you. Yeah, I did see, I did read about the bishops, and I was pleasantly surprised that Archbishop Cardinal Vigano has already commented on your school. To me, that means a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
But it might be very
Good, I didn't know
controversial to other folks, but that meant a lot to me. Thank
Good. Good. So any other questions? Marissa?
Hello.
Mary Ann, can you see the chat? Because we do have questions in the
We
chat.
have questions. Great.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Excellent. Well,
Um,
maybe we should look at those questions first. huh?
and that way I can tell Pete if, Pete wants to answer some of them.
Sure.
I know somebody, Chris Storm just posted on the chat, most of the graduate students take just one class at a time. I've seen people take 2. It takes commitment and time management, but it has been done. The people I'm thinking of took 2 while they weren't working full time. I also know of at least one person that took 2 while she was working full time. And then, so it can be done, but it would take some pretty serious time management.
Right. And then I see Linda asked about credit transfer. So you need to provide an official transcript, and our admissions department will evaluate the transcript and determine the credit transfer. But yes, we do accept credits and transfer.
Thank you.
Mhm. John Pierre, how about you? Do you have any questions? Or do you
Hello.
want... Yeah, good
No,
to see you.
I don't have a question, but just introduce myself to you.
Sure. Good.
So I am Jean-Pierre
So
Kassonga.
where are you from originally?
Yes,
Where are you from?
originally I am from the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So
Welcome.
I've been in the ministry in Seattle for a long time, the last 10 years.
Yes.
So, and my mission there was finished, but you see, with this time of COVID and everything, I asked to do something practical here because I moved from Seattle to New York to do the CPE or to do something else, but the CPE didn't go right. Now I've been working with the ISPD, Institute for School and Parish Development. So I am still trying to study there. I applied for the CDU, but I didn't see clearly what were the requirements for the transfer, and also what you required for if I needed a letter for from my bishop or other responsible where I worked, and so I didn't see clearly what were the requirements, so I can finish that. So that is why, and I tried also to take some free courses, but that was not my intention. I wanted to do formal thing like got a master degree, but I needed to have all the information put together to do that.
Yeah, Mary Kay can correct me, but I think a lot of that information is on the website.
Yes, it is. If you
Yeah.
go to the website at
Sometimes to strive
cdu.edu.
there, it is difficult, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I am sorry I didn't go the right path to see all the information.
well, we can make sure that our admissions director follows up with you after
Yeah.
the seminar. We can have him send you some information by email.
Yeah, that will be wonderful.
Okay.
Good. So do we have time, Marissa? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Marissa Smithwick, and I just recently finally completed my bachelor's at a local, somewhat Catholic college. It wasn't what I intended to get my degree in. It's leadership and organizational studies, but I was blessed that my employer paid for it, so at least I finally got my 4-year, and I've been wanting to do a master's in philosophy or theology or both. I'm just looking for the right place to do it, and trying to figure out how to, the economy aspect of it as well. So,
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do participate in federal financial aid if that's of any interest to you. So
thank you.
and we have other options as well. Yeah. So
thank you.
I would encourage you, to pursue the options and see if you can make it work. So that would be great to have you. Yeah.
Okay.
So is there anyone else who would like to introduce yourself, ask questions?
Oh, Mary Ann or Dr. Mount, this is Stephen Pryor. I know my name says Catherine, but that's because I married up, and I'm on Catherine's computer. But I just like to say hello to everybody. Like Serge and Harry, I became interested in CDU actually about 4 years ago. I was retired, and I felt this kind of tug to explore my faith more deeply. I met Dr. Mount, and I was talking to Dr. Mount and others about possibly joining the board. I had a corporate career, and I decided before I did, I wanted to kick the tires. I had 2 questions about CDU. One was Serge's question. Is this the real deal, or is this some kind of faux Catholicism, which has imperiled most of our Catholic universities, sadly? And secondly, how did this whole asynchronous thing work, and was it effective? And I can just tell you, I took a course at the graduate level, and it just shook me from top to bottom. At age 66, it just shook me from top to bottom. I joined the board. I've been deeply involved ever since. And I can tell you that this is a faithful community of teaching and learning. I've listened to every one of you, and I love you all. I mean, you are why we do this. You are the heart and soul of the church. That's why you're here. This is a Holy Spirit deal. So I just wanted to say thank you for kind of dialing in on an evening like this. And there are exciting things ahead for CDU. You're at a good place. You're supposed to be here. That's why you're here. Thank you, Dr. Mount. You're on mute, by the way.
Thank you. I want to introduce our board chair, Mr. Stephen Pryor. So you are very blessed tonight to be in the company of our board chair. So thank you, Steve, for carving that time out of your busy schedule. This is not the first meeting that you've had today with CDU, and your own testimonial to me is a very powerful witness to all of us. So thank you.
Thanks, Mary Ann. God bless.
All of you too. Yeah. So, and Michael, we haven't heard from you.
Hi, my name is Mike Pluger. I'm down here in San Antonio. I'm a retired Army nurse about 26 years ago, and then I taught for 16 years after that and gave it all up just to retire for the last 7 years. And so I've got this, as the gentleman said, the Holy Spirit, the hound of heaven, whatever you want to say, drawing me back to the church because I've been in and out, whatever. I had, back to be a year ago, taken a course, the 503, and I think I let it go over my head. By that I mean I did more than what I was supposed to. I think I ordered 23 books, and I literally got them down here in my drawer. But anyway, after a year and reviewing those books, and I still have the desire to see if I can knock out one more degree, but more important than that, do something for myself theologically. So I'm in the decision-making process right now. See if I'm still in the good graces of CDU, and see if there may possibly the October start if I were to do something. So we'll see what happens.
Wonderful, Mike. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we actually have quite a military community here. You may have noticed Archbishop Broglio is
Yes.
our chancellor.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I'm an Army brat. I'm very proud to have grown up in the military. It was a great grace in my life. So, and my son and my husband were also military.
Well, thank you. Well, one of the things that I know, well, a little bit personally with CDU, but a whole lot personally with the military, is the structure and the the structure and the discipline.
Yes.
And so I appreciate both of those.
Good. Good. So Mary Kay, what's our time tonight?
Well, I think we have about 4 more minutes. And so
Okay.
if anyone has any questions, now would be a good time to ask, and then we'll go ahead and raffle off Steadfast in Faith, Catholicism and Challenges of Secularism by Professor David Bonagora Jr. And we also have a t-shirt for someone. So do we have any final questions? Okay. Well, the winner of Steadfast in Faith is Deacon Serge. And Linda
Congratulations.
won the CDU t-shirt. So I will follow up with you by email to get your addresses. And you will also receive an email from us, just as follow-up from the webinar. And you're always welcome to reach out to our admissions director, Todd Nolan, with any questions you have, or if you want to get started soon. as we mentioned earlier, classes for the fall 1 term begin on August 30th, so there is still time to apply and to begin your classes then or in fall 2, which starts October 25th.
So Marianne, should we decide
Yes,
to enroll?
Linda.
Yeah, should we decide to enroll before August, whatever the deadline is?
30th.
The
30th,
30th. So that means we have to take that particular admission exam, right? The soonest.
No, there's no admission. There's no admissions exam.
But it says we have to
It's
take
just an
this.
application.
No, it says here, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I lost you. There is an exam that's supposed to be taken, right? And it's
No, that's at the end of the program. There is a comprehensive exam.
Comprehensive exams at the end of your degree.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So in other words, from here, we can already start doing it.
Absolutely. You just,
Right.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, how do we go about with this financial thing, financial aid or whatever? As I said, I'm
Well,
retired.
Yeah, I would suggest that you contact Amy Schaus,
Okay.
because she's our financial aid officer. She's very knowledgeable about all of the options for how to fund your education.
Right.
So I would reach out to her, and her email is aschaus@cdu.edu, but you can go to the website and I'm sure you can find her contact information. Her phone number is extension 702. You call the main number and just put in 702 and you'll
Okay.
get Amy. Yeah.
I've just added her email address to the chat feature there, so you can see how to spell her
Good.
name.
Okay, so you can see
Mary
how to
Kate
get
was
in touch
faster
with-
than I was. I was trying to.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Good.
got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It was really wonderful to meet all of you. And we look forward to maybe seeing you in classes someday. So have a wonderful
Yes.
evening and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Night.
Good night.
You can't hear me. I need to sign.
No, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really weird. I was in the basement here and I went up to the bedroom and I basically just disconnected the computer from the I have a large monitor I have it hooked up to, and I think that it threw it out of whack or something, but I tried rebooting like 4 times and it didn't work. So, oh well.
Yeah.
I-
Oh, well.
I think it probably went reasonably well anyway, though. Yeah, so it's fine. All right. At any
All
rate,
right.
so
All
I'm
right.
going to go back to. Okay, I think. Okay, there we go. Only 2 left.
I don't know, because I don't know if
Are we
I
in the
don't-
main room still?
we're back in the main.
Okay, so we're done then.
I think so, unless,
Yeah.
I don't know if the breakout rooms, let me look and see
Okay.
if the breakout rooms. Uh-uh. Where's chat?
Okay.
Hold on.
Are we done? Can you nod? No, we're not. Okay.
Undergrad room is still going on. Oh, dang, come on. Ah. All right, this is easier. Undergrad room is still going on. Do you want to just go in there?
Of when you were talking about for sourcing and stuff, that's something that I've struggled with sometimes, or had to like a difficult time with, is finding sources, and really just like, I know the arguments that I have for certain things, and a lot of times I know how to back it up, but as far as actually getting an academic type of source, is that something that you go through in the coursework for when you're writing papers and stuff?
Well, the good news is that you have a great library that you can access through CDU. So you have a lot of resources there. And when you go to the librarian, they'll help you. And you can say, I'm looking for some peer-reviewed journals. That's a good word right there to know. Peer-reviewed. That's what all sorts of teachers want you to have. Good peer-reviewed journals and periodicals. Ultimately, you're looking for good sources to be able to put down your ideas. It's always great, Michael, when you have St. Thomas Aquinas backing up your ideas, instead of, like Joe shoot from the hip, Catholic who's coming up with some weird things on some weird, website. So you want to get the heavy hitters first. And then, those are usually like the primary sources. And then you can have secondary sources there. Most professors want you to have a great paper. Here's the reason why: we can't stand grading horrible papers. We will do it, but it's so much better if your papers are awesome. So the good news is that you got good resources with the school. Most of us are familiar with this thing called Amazon, which you can go on and find any possible book that you could ever want. It's there. And the other part of this too is that if you ask a professor, they'll be glad to guide you along. So let's say you want to do a class or a paper, a research paper on, Mariology or Mary. What does the church have to say about Mary? Well, your teacher's going to give you some great sources. The church has some great sources. And if you follow those kind of principles, what does the church say? What does scripture say? What do theologians and the saints? You're going to be set up for success. So in the old days, when we used to meet face to face in rooms and stuff, I used to ask that the students have no references from the website. I didn't like that in the early days. I wanted them to have actual books that they could go after. Well, nowadays, those actual books are online and you can totally utilize and access them. So it's a pretty great time to live when it comes to academics. But obviously, Michael, you have a great love for the Lord. You want to know him more. You want to go deep. And that passion that you have is going to serve you well when you jump into the classes here. I have a feeling you'll probably be reading a lot more than you're going to be asked to be reading. So be at peace. It's kind of nice that you can take that nerdy love for books and theology and faith and put it into something like this. So
one of the other questions I had, sorry, I don't want to take too much time with you.
This is all for you, buddy.
One of the other questions I had was a little bit more of a logistics one, because I was looking at I'm still kind of looking at a couple of different universities, but I have a few learning disabilities, and I'm better at presential learning and stuff. But I was wondering, are there chat rooms where students like discuss topics or chat with the professor, or have interactive lectures now and then?
Absolutely. And first of all, we do everything that we can to help anybody with whatever their learning disabilities might be to succeed. So you're going to have a lot of options for that. But every class that I'm going to teach is going to have an online forum where throughout the week, students interact with each other. I'll kind of put a basic question up, and then you can go in a million directions, and students will talk about what they're learning throughout the week. But in addition, we also use this program called Pronto, which is just kind of a little bit more fun, where we interact with each other and talk to each other. It's almost like a Twitter for just our group kind of idea, where we get to just have these quick little ideas, thoughts, what's going on in your life. But then you can always send a message to the professor and they're going to personally respond to that. We don't have secretaries taking care of all of our messages. We're not that special. We're just average guys and gals who want to see you succeed. So if you ever have questions throughout the week, or if you have any thoughts, you can send a message personally to the professor and they're going to interact with you. So yes, you're in good hands with that. That's kind of a big deal for us.
Cool. And one of the last questions I had was for the undergrad program, are there intro courses in ancient languages such as Latin or Greek, as well as are there any I'm sorry, I just blanked on what I was going to ask. But yeah, I was wondering about like intro for like also for philosophy and like Platonic logic and stuff. I was wondering if that's included in like the undergrad bachelor's type program, if there's courses that are kind of like a basic entry for that.
Well, I think Dr. Brown knows about 14 or 20 different languages. I'm sure he's teaching everybody everything: Coptic, Latin, Greek, New Jersey, English.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of options for you.
Too bad he can't hear your comment,
That's so
Professor
funny.
Padgett.
Mary, let me just simply say this. I think that there's a lot of options for you when it comes to that. I don't actually have that before me, that list, because I don't teach any of the language classes, but
here's your short list: Latin 1 and 2, Greek 1 and 2, and Spanish 1 and 2.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Great.
Merci.
Thank you.
William, there is a question in the chat. How long does it take until you get your degree?
I mean, not to be weird about it, but you can take your time and get done in a number of years. You don't have to speed through this. You can do it whenever you have time. But I suppose you could kind of crush through it relatively fast too if you're taking 2 to 3, courses every single term. I mean, it's your world. I mean, that's the beauty of CDU here. I mean, you come here, and we've tried to create this platform for you to succeed. That's what we want. We want you to succeed. So you can kind of go after it and be done as soon as you want.
Most of the courses are probably going to be between 3 and 6 years, depending on the duration of your program in terms of how many courses, but most of the degree programs are probably going to be more in that 5-6 year term. And again, if you're taking one course per term, you could probably finish it. And now looking at the graduate program, because there would be the 12 courses, but you took one per term, you could do it in maybe half that time. In the undergraduate term, depending on how many courses, you can transfer a maximum of 81 credits into the bachelor's program, a minimum of 18, but a maximum of 81. And it's 120 credits for your bachelor's. So depending on how many courses you would need to complete, then you can figure out, in terms of the time frame from there.
Good.
And then there was a quick question that someone just posted regarding the minimum education requirement to do the Catechetical Diploma. That is a undergraduate degree, so you would need a official high school diploma. There are some courses that are certificates may require a letter of reference, maybe 1 letter or 2 letters. But as far as academics are concerned, for the undergraduate degree or any undergraduate program, you would need to show official high school diploma. And then, of course, for the graduate degree, you would need to show your official undergraduate diploma for the master's.
Great questions. Thank you, guys. As Todd put up there, you can continue to ask questions if you want. If you look at the email there, email the admissions department.
Yeah, admissions@cdu.edu.
Yeah, there you go. And so you'll get some good responses. Sometimes you think of things after the Zoom call's done. So that's good. Sandra, you have more backgrounds than anyone. Holy cow! We're going to church now.
That's my church, actually, Holy Family in Brooklyn, New York.
That's awesome. We were in Seattle via Alaskan Airlines, and
yes, all over the world.
Yeah. Anything else? All right. Mary, I don't know where we're at. Are they still in the other room plugging away, or are we the last of the Mohicans?
You are the last of the Mohicans. We've been done. That's when Pete and I came in. So,
good. All right.
I think Todd, are you going to do the raffle?
Yes, I did a raffle. I put all the names in a cup. I pulled a name out, and the winner is Susan.
Susan, man, I thought it was going to be me. All right.
What does Susan win?
A new
The-
car.
Right, one of the textbooks, I believe, textbook and a t-shirt. I don't know which textbook. I know we had two of them that were up there. So one was the challenges in secularism and the way
It
the church
might-
and life.
Yeah, it wasn't Professor Bonagura's. I think it might have been, did you have one of?
Marcelino,
Yes, yes.
the way,
I
the
think it
truth,
was-
and the life.
Nice.
yeah, because the t-shirt and the other book got given away in the grad, so.
Okay.
All right, you guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope we
Hopefully we'll
see you around.
soon. Yeah.
Come and take classes.
Thank you all very much. I had one other question. I was wondering if that admissions if that admissions would help me. I've sent in my application, but I was wondering if that if I could email that to get in touch with like an advisor, because I'm just still not quite clear on courses to take. Plus, I'm also looking at potentially for transferring. And I was wanting to make sure that if I did transfer to, there's this university that I'm looking at going to in Austria, but they're closed for this semester. So I was just kind of looking to maybe take some courses to get my feet wet. But I was wondering, I also have a lot of courses from my associate's degree, and I was just wondering who I could talk to sort of look through what courses I should sign up for.
All right, have you submitted your transcript? That would go to our registrar. So our registrar would
okay.
do the transfer evaluation.
Yeah,
And
I've
you would
submitted. I've requested for my transcript to be sent from my college to CDU, and I believe I got an email from CDU confirming that that they received my transcript, but I
Okay.
am not certain on it.
Okay, if you did either or, yeah, what you can do is just follow up with it will be registrar@cdu.edu, and then to follow up to ensure that we do have your transcript on file, and then that would help in regards to what courses would be good for you to take in the upcoming term. If you have had theology courses within the last 5 years, those would transfer in. If you're looking at the bachelor's program, I believe you can transfer a maximum of 6 of those theology classes. The majority of the other classes would go in as general education classes. So it does give you some options if you wanted to pursue something in the fall.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, you guys, we'll see you soon.
Hope so, in class.
Mhm.
Amen.